I would influence others to also want to take drugs or even try it. From there I can have a buddy. You know, so I was a bad influence to other people. For someone who needs advice in trying to break away from a group of friends that are a bad influence, well, if there's things that that person wants to do that are negative, just don't do them. But the moment there is something positive, or maybe you could recommend something positive to do, then go ahead and do that. I strongly believe, like, I was in a negative situation myself. I was a bad influence. If I just had that positive person around me, then maybe I would have changed sooner than later. But if you don't feel as if you're that strong yet, and you really need to just completely stay away from your friends, then do that. If they call you to hang out, just tell them that you're busy, and slowly detach yourself from them. And surround yourself with people who are positive, your friends, your family, your local priest. You know, it was the church and God and my friends that, and my family that really changed my life. If you have a friend, for example, that believes in what you believe, it's easier to do the right thing. The more I hung out with my friends who didn't have the same faith as me or had the same beliefs as me, I started to do wrong, started to go into my bad habits again. Opposed to when I started to find other friends that started to go to church every week and do better for themselves, I sort of picked up on that. And I found, all right, well, I could definitely relate to this person. It's something I definitely want to do. It just feels right. So they helped me become more positive and go to church a lot more often. And from there, my faith became stronger. And it's all due to having people that believe in the same thing I do.
Yeah, I think a lot of teenagers just don't realize how strong-willed they can be with the help of God at their side.
Yeah, like I always ask God through a lot of prayer and discernment to guide me in, all the decisions that I make. So like, how has your faith helped you, when choosing friends and stuff like that?
Or helped you set a good example for your friends?
I agree that prayer does play a big role for me because I believe that I've already made like my lifelong friends now. And I always pray for God to like keep them in our lives and help us, encourage each other to do the right things as opposed to the bad things.
I mean, like I said before with my friends and stuff, I feel like because I don't do what they do, I'm actually being like a good influence for them, and God just has to help them. Like we have to pray so that they can be stronger. And I always tell them like, no, don't do that. I'm like the one that's trying to get them out of it. So I just like pray to God to help me and make them stronger so they can get out of it.
I agree with what Cliff said, because like when you share the same religious like goals as another person, they understand like why you can't do certain things, and it's like easier on your friendship.
Well, like I said before, my friends are all in youth group or whatever, and just like deciding which friend I can trust is a big part within God and stuff, because I ask like God, can I trust this person? Is this person good for me? Like, can I trust them with what I need to go through, with the advice I need to get from a friend, from a good friend?
Next, let's go back to the teens on the street, where they share their advice on dealing with unhealthy friendships.
And how faith can guide you out of a negative social situation.
Just walk away. I mean, just don't get influenced. Just, if you have to even call a parent, just come get you. Just don't get absorbed into it.
If you want to change your group of friends, change the scene that you're in, my first advice would be go to your family.
Just don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Walk away.
It's really hard, but you gotta just hang out by yourself and try to just move on.
They just really need to find themselves and be themselves.
To get out as soon as you can. I mean, it's your own life. You make your own choices, and you should make the right choice.
Just walk away and say no and do the right thing.
Come hang out with us.
Where is this going to lead you, later on in life? Where is it going to take you, 2 years from now, 5 years from now? What is it going to do for you?
Does your faith help you in any way to direct you away from friends who can be a bad influence?
Funny you asked that, because I'm an atheist, so matter of fact, it doesn't influence me at all.
It depends, because people say that faith can be a way out of things, but sometimes you're going to be on your own.
It's my faith, and a lot of it is the way I grew up, my family life. My mother always taught me to, do right.
You rely on God to help you choose the right path most of the time.
Yeah, sure, a little bit. God always has to be with you, so if He guides you the right way, then
My grandma's really Catholic, so she's always told me to do the right thing.
Yeah, but if you look at things through God or Jesus' eyes and realize that they're the wrong things to do, you don't want to do them things.
Faith is a big part of my life. I mean, I've been raised Catholic my whole life, so not to drink, do drugs, sex before you're married.
I think it's important to believe in something and believe in God. I mean, I think it changes everything and just makes you feel not so alone and helps you to, you know, get through it every day.
Yeah, my faith is definitely a huge reason why I don't get into certain things that I know that God wouldn't be happy with. How about you guys? How do you think faith helps you get out of a troublesome situation with a friendship?
Well, before the guy in the green cape said that he goes to his family, and I really think that's true, because family is like, my family is huge Irish Catholic, so they really helped me bring in my religion, and then they taught me. So if I'm with them and surrounded by them, they're always going to influence me to do the right thing. And if I ever have a sticky situation with friends, I can always just go to family.
For me this year, I went to a new school, and I guess it just took me a long time to adapt, or I was focusing more on my studies, and I really left no time for making friends or anything. And after a while, I just started looking towards God, praying, and I don't know, just asking, I guess, for somebody to hang out with. And it's always been said that he sends things in weird packages, because after a trip to the principal's office, I found a group that I fell in with perfectly. Even though our principal considers us a ragtag group of hooligans, they're still a great group of people.
I feel that my relationship with God helps me to, like, when I'm fighting with a friend, it helps me to forgive that friend, because Jesus always forgave.
And when he walked around among like the common people and like people that like the bad crowds, he was their strength. He tried to get them out of it, like, you know what I mean?
He gave them, he was given the opportunity to help them grow and help them be stronger and help them like realize that they can become better people and they can get out of like what they're doing wrong in their lives, even back in Jesus' time.
Like, exactly, like that's like what we have to be in
and
those kind of
we're given
crowds.
that opportunity now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, for me, one of my friends actually strayed from the faith or whatever. So I rely on my prayer, just pray for her, and like, just have faith that that relationship will build again in the future, that she will come back to the faith eventually when it's God's time.
Finally, our spotlight guest Cliff talks with us about how he avoids negative influences.
And how through staying in tune with God, he's been able to further himself on a positive track.
I would still go out, hang out, make new friends. But the moment I would see something off color, I know that person I can't be friends with. Or if that person's into a certain lifestyle that I just don't agree with, I nip it in the bud and just don't continue it. I know what I'm capable of. I know how deep into garbage I can get, and I know how better off I can be if I just do the right thing. So once again, it comes to making a judgment call. What's gonna sort of keep me in tune with God and make sure I get into heaven? Now that I have my faith, it's sort of, once again, I have that understanding of what's right and what's wrong, having God in my life, you know? And if it leads me away from God, then it's wrong. If it leads me towards God, then it's right. Things really work out better that way. Like, I see myself to be more happier the more I follow my faith than if I were to fight against it. If I'm straying off, I know just to, all right, well, you got a little bumpy, just get right back on the road and continue on what Scripture tells me, what God tells me, you know, what I feel in my heart.
Yeah, like I would say at least 90% of my friends either drink or smoke or do something that I just don't want to be a part of. And, you know, there's more and more every day. But as I see that, I just have to try to stay strong. And with the help of my friends who don't do that stuff, which I have a couple, and that's really important, and also my family and my church, you know, I'm just really able to stay out of that kind of stuff, but still hang out with those kids and have a good time. So it's all about being strong and being true to yourself and following God's example.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I see myself as my friend's backbone and my friends as my backbone, and like without each other, we can't, like, you know, like a human body is not going to work at all.
Yeah. I really like what Cliff said in his interview about how if it leads you to God, to like strengthen your relationship with God, it's good, and if it doesn't, it's bad for you. And that's like such good, simple advice that everyone can follow. I mean, like, if someone's telling you, oh, you know, let's just cut class, let's just go get Rita's, like on a nice spring day, you don't know how many times that's happened, like, you just got to be like, no, like, that's bad, I don't want to get a cut, I don't want to get a Saturday. So I really like Cliff's advice from his interview.
Finding new friends for me, Like you can single them out, say this person I can trust with this person I can't, this person I can just be a friend to, and this person I can go deep with. And it's just a matter of who it is and like what the person is into. Like Dylan said about like if they're into drugs, you can still be their friend, but don't go too deep into that friendship that you get caught in what they're doing.
No friend is perfect, and certainly no group of friends is perfect either.
At a time in our lives when our friends are so influential, it's important to distinguish what kind of effect they have on us.
If you run with the tough crowd and you want to reinvent your social self,
take courage in doing the right thing, either by introducing positive activities or getting out entirely.
It would be a regrettable waste to find out too late that your friends have led you down a road that you never intended to go down.
Are your friends a good or bad influence in your life?
We'd like to know. Contact us through our website.
The address is www.realfaithtv.com.
Or you can call us at 609-406-7402.
And we'll leave you today with a passage from Sirach.
When you gain friends, gain them through testing, and do not trust them hastily.
For there are friends who are such when it suits them, but they will not stand by you in a time of trouble.
A faithful friend is a sturdy shelter. He who finds one finds a treasure.
A faithful friend is beyond price. No sum can balance his worth.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time on Real Faith TV.
God bless.